I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better? Yeah. Running and running and running and running and running and running. We won't stop. Competition got them on lock. Shut them down, open up shop. Yeah, up 20 with the top spot. 20 down like it's stock drop. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better? I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better?
Welcome to a milestone week here on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. We hit episode number 40 and we'll do it in style. In our main event tonight, the Forbidden Door opens in Glory Pro as we have WWE NXT superstar All Ego Ethan Page competing in our main event against Xavier Walker. To open things up though, Maggie Lee coming off a victory over Lady Bird during the Road Warrior Cup tournament. And Maggie Lee already having trouble with some of the ringsiders. And I believe that is a young man who is very excited about Warhorse Jake Parnell holding the Crown of Glory title. And Maggie Lee will await what might be her stiffest competition yet in Glory Pro. That coming in the form of Hendricks. Maggie Lee is a superstar on the rise. I mean, the rocket ship is essentially being put to her back, and it is time and preparation coming together for Maggie Lee, but she'll need all of that as Hendricks looks like he's feeling it tonight. Speaking of rising stars in Glory Pro Wrestling, athletically gifted, he's an aerial artist. But Hendricks is actually going to give up a whole lot of size and reach in this matchup. I should say height and reach. As Maggie Lee several inches taller and has that long reach as we go into Ben. To find out if Maggie Lee is a Hawkeye or a Cyclone. College volleyball superstar is Maggie Lee. And you can hear the difference in the receptions between what Maggie Lee received and what Hendricks received. And you can actually see the volleyball background somewhat in the gear of Maggie Lee. Those knee pads, very volleyball-esque. As Maggie Lee already taking a powder to the outside. In the matchup against Lady Bird, by hook or by crook, Maggie Lee got the victory, and we really saw Maggie begin to understand how to best use that length that she has, that incredible reach, both in terms of arm and leg, to her best advantage. She kept Lady Bird on the outside for the majority of that matchup, and generally speaking, she'll be able to... Sportsmanship here from Hendricks, not returned. Ow! Maggie Lee booted that second rope where Hendricks really did not want the second rope. Maggie Lee climbing all the way up to the top. And she's gonna fly, and out of the way is Chris Hendricks. Maggie Lee rolls through, single leg trip. And Maggie Lee obviously not impressed with Chris Hendricks to open up the matchup. Maggie over the top, Chris will fly, lands on his feet. Maggie shoves him to the ropes, duck underneath by Chris Hendricks, elevates, drop kick lands. And he is still smarting. So history to be made tonight in our main event as the Forbidden Door opens to Glory Pro Wrestling. Whether it's the Forbidden Door, the Prohibited Portal, it's all ego Ethan Page one more time in Glory Pro Wrestling. And you're going to see that on YouTube, on High Spots TV, and on Wrestling Spotlight channel on True TV Plus. As Chris Hendricks hits the second rope on the inside. German suplex from Maggie Lee. Hendricks landed hard. Maggie quick over, hooks the outside leg. Count of 1, 2, and that's all she's gonna get. And now putting her boot across the neck of Chris Hendricks. Maggie backing out to the corner. Still receiving a very mixed reception. A couple of fans really on her side, but the majority not so happy with the tactics of Maggie Lee, nor the demeanor. She strangles away on Chris Hendricks, is forced to back out. Hendricks will boot up, and then Maggie Lee right back down, and those short boots, piston-like in the corner. Maggie pulling Chris Hendricks up. Haven't seen her use a lot of that reach thus far in the matchup. I thought that might be something she'd go to immediately. Oh, Hendricks hits the buckles hard. Well, Maggie Lee playing a bit of a strength game. She has that long ligament kind of strength. Just a count of 1. You're not going to pin Chris Hendricks doing that. Now Hendricks, standing on, see where she's standing on the shoulder blade. Chris Hendricks' arm was bending back in a direction other than which nature intended. Maggie will climb the ropes, putting the knee to the head of Chris Hendricks, who's trapped in the turnbuckles. And again, being warned on the count. Maggie Lee staying right on Chris Hendricks, European-style uppercut. And I think that might have been a little bit more insult rather than injury. She just kind of flipped the hair back into Hendricks' face. Maggie hooks the leg, puts that knee, that shin almost across his collarbones. So again, maybe a little bit more insult than injury, but that would have hurt. Surfboard attempt here, and Maggie Lee's got that knee right in between the shoulder blades and is just reefing on those arms backwards. Hendricks trying to get to his feet. Elbow downstairs. Now throws the right hand, another. And Maggie Lee cuts him off. Maggie off the ropes. Forearm lands by Chris Hendricks. Puts the second one behind it. That's got Maggie rocking and reeling a little bit. Maggie on the reversal. Hendricks duck underneath. Second rope on the inside. Rewind splash. Hendricks didn't go for a cover. That could be a mistake. Hendricks lines up. He'll fly into the corner. Maggie pops him up. Lands on his feet on the outside. Wild swing and a miss from Maggie Lee. Hendricks downstairs with the shoulder block. Step back in. Steps through the code breaker. Did he just crack the code that is Maggie Lee? Can 1, 2? No, he did not. Maggie Lee able to get out at 2.5. Hendricks trying to stay on the attack, and that's the way he's got to do it here. Maggie Lee shoves him off. Oh, and there's a boot from Maggie Lee downstairs, and you can see the force with which that hit. Maggie Lee pushes him to the ropes. Hendricks caught her sunset flip. Maggie Lee rolled right through. Basement drop kick, both feet right in the face. 2.5. Unconventional pin there by Maggie Lee. Not quite a jackknife pin. Didn't quite get the stack. As Maggie will turn, and Chris Hendricks is in big, big trouble. But Maggie taking way too much time here, showing her frustrations. And that allows Chris Hendricks to get out of the way And he needed to, out of the way of that boot. Maggie charges, swing and a miss. Oh, back kick again caught him downstairs. Maggie, sunset flip. Chris Hendricks rolls through this time. He'll catch the ropes. Double knees, hook the legs. Count of two. Boy, Chris Hendricks came bolting through, put both knees right to the shoulders of Maggie Lee, and the force bringing Maggie's legs up. Hendricks able to hook him, but does not get the 3 count. Chris Hendricks, don't take too much time. He'll climb from the top rope. Hendricks wants to fly. Out of the way is Maggie Lee. Hendricks charges. Again out of the way. Oh, European uppercut from Maggie Lee. Now coming over the top with the right hand and forearm. Tie up in the corner. Maggie Lee. Oh, downstairs. She had the referee distracted. Got him right in the Hendricks's boot to the side of the head. Down goes Chris Hendricks. Maggie Lee going up, top floor. She's gonna fly. Oh, beautiful moonsault from Maggie Lee. Count of 1, 2. Perfect execution. It was all put into motion by the low blow. And it's back-to-back Glory Pro victories for Maggie Lee. By hook or by crook. Lady Bird and Chris Hendricks in her wake. It was the low blow, but then a picture-perfect moonsault to seal the deal. And Maggie Lee, another impressive victory here on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. But do not go anywhere. The forbidden door comes to Glory Pro when we return.
Introducing Smack Talk Showdown. Fulfill your dreams of becoming a professional wrestler. You and your friends adopt the most wild personas, give outrageous promos, and feel the burn as you tear into the mic and into your best friends with Smack Talk Showdown. This is the only party game where smack talking isn't just encouraged, it's required. Watch as friendships are tested, alliances are formed, and laughter is guaranteed. It's time to wrestle with words. Get ready for the ultimate smack talking experience, Smack Talk Showdown. Let the smack talking begin. Visit smacktalkshowdown.com, 2nd edition available now.
Wanted, but off the rope set, lariat! That's it. Count 1, 2, the champion. What? How did Danhausen kick out of that? Warhorse landing that lariat, and it's not going to be enough. Warhorse ascending, no pun intended, all the way to the top rope. What's he got in mind here? He's going to fly. Hail to the king! Randy Savage couldn't have done that better. Danhausen kicked out at 1. Maybe he really is superhuman. And Danhausen now cursing his former best friend. Right hand's landing. Danhausen trying to turn it into his advantage. Those right jabs popping along the jaw. Warhorse's head rocking like a speed bag. Danhausen puts the moves on. And Warhorse spins to the canvas off that right hand. Danhausen pulling Warhorse back up to his feet. Scorpion death drop set. Oh, crossroads. Count of 1, 2, and no! Might be a while since I've seen Danhausen in live action, but not often have I seen him use crossroads. And maybe a sign of things between these two men. This friendship, this relationship between Warhorse and Danhausen at a crossroads. Oh no! Jake Parnell tossing Danhausen to the corner, and referee Alex Strand gets nailed. And Danhausen might have butted heads with the official. They collided at high speed. Not really certain. As Warhorse, has the belt taken away as he tried to get hold of it. Alex Strahan with a brilliant recovery. Oh! Danhausen downstairs, inside cradle. Got 1, 2, and no! Danhausen hoisting Warhorse up to the shoulders. Clutched. Trying to choke Danhausen out. Danhausen trying to free himself up. Trying to break that grip. Oh, Warhorse, he sunk it in. He's got it absolutely sunk in now. That arm is trapped, and Danhausen is in big trouble. Strand watching. That arm sinking. It's over. It is over.
Technical submission, and still the Crown Glory Champion, Warhorse, Jake Parnell.
I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better?
Here we go. Main event time on YouTube, on High Spots TV, and on the Wrestling Spotlight channel on True TV Plus, wherever you are watching around the world. We thank you for being with us on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend, and that is big money. Xavier Walker makes his way through the curtains for what is no doubt his biggest matchup, his highest profile confrontation in his Glory Pro Wrestling career. The massive mountain of a man from Flint, Michigan. He has been unstoppable, rampaging his way through Dak Draper and through the crew, but this is a completely different challenge altogether. The Glory Pro fans love Big Flexi, but does he have enough to shut that forbidden door in the face of all ego Ethan Page? How can you look at that man and not see immediate money? The pro wrestling world could be in the palm of the hand of Xavier Walker with a victory in this main event. But his opponent, as mentioned, a lot of talk around the wrestling world about forbidden doors, about matchups that you never thought could happen. Well, here is NXT's All Ego Ethan Page. Through the curtain and back in Glory Pro Wrestling. Glory Pro has held a special place in his heart. He's been connected to and on and off from the very beginning of the existence of Glory Pro Wrestling. The former Impact World Tag Team Champion, the former Alpha Male, and Alpha 1 Tag Team Champion. He's held gold all around North America. He is one of the premier superstars in the game today. And Trick Williams better watch out, because he is the man who is coming for that NXT Heavyweight Championship. But All Ego Ethan Page is not used to giving up size and strength in a matchup. He's used to being the bully, so to speak. He's not going to be able to bully Big Flexi. These two know each other oh so well. They've been workout buddies as we go into Bend.
One fall, introducing first from Flint, Michigan, weighing 267 pounds, Big Flexi, Xavier Walker.
They have not taken their eyes off of one another.
And his opponent from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, 225 pounds, All Ego Ethan Page.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. It's Flint, Michigan, Xavier Walker. Hamilton, Ontario, Canada's All Ego Ethan Page. Final check from the official bell sounds. The seismic main event is underway. And the two men will circle with Xavier Walker taking center ring. Ethan Page, who's used to using a size and strength advantage over most of his opponents, will have to use his speed advantage in this contest. And Xavier Walker talking to him right now. These two have ridden the roads together. They've been in the gym together. They know each other inside and out. But I don't believe they've ever gone toe-to-toe with as much on the line as there is in this matchup. Ethan Page stepping into a Glory Pro ring for what could be the final time, at least for a long time. And Xavier Walker looking to pick up a victory over NXT's biggest signee in years. Page hooks him in, vertical suplex position. Xavier Walker puts on the brakes, and that's what I'm talking about. Walker, hoist, power slam, center of the ring. Xavier Walker, who goes in the 6'6", 6'7" neighborhood. And he just said it himself. Size and strength edge for Xavier Walker in this contest. Ethan Page, I know him well, one of my very best friends, as Walker goes down to the body. He goes in that 6'2", 6'3" neighborhood. I mean, everyone looks tall to me, but Ethan Page is a big man. And Xavier Walker stands over him. And if you get down to tossing right hands, it's that right hand of God that's possessed by the product of Flint. And that's what he'll be looking to put Ethan Page away with. If he lands that on the jawline, I'm not even sure Ethan Page can get out of it. Page ducks down, and Xavier Walker makes the mistake out to the floor. Page dives, and there's the shoulder block. He uses that to such incredible effect. And Page got all his body weight in behind that one. He launched Xavier Walker over to the guardrail, now sizing him up, and Page using the speed as a weapon to help with the size and strength. Launching himself into Xavier Walker and into those guardrails. Fans seem split. They love both these guys. Bicycle kick from Ethan Page. And Xavier Walker is hung out over that guardrail. Around the side of the ring, Page stalks Walker. Is he gonna roll him back in or take him right back to the guardrail? Oh, Walker puts the brakes on. And a second time, downstairs, there's that right hand again, that heavily taped right fist. And Page gets jammed into the ring apron where wood meets steel, and right now it's meeting the skull of All Ego, who's bouncing off of it like a Super Ball. Belly to back, and that back suplex. And you can see where he landed, his spine ricocheting off that meeting point of wood and steel. Xavier Walker stepping around ringside. Fans certainly split in this one. Walker, that long step over the top rope. Off the ropes, high up, drops the elbow. Man, that big should not be able to get that kind of vertical. Page trying to get back to his feet. Now, what I do know about Ethan Page is it takes a lot to put him away. I've seen him in the ring with some of the very, very best in the world. I've called him in the ring with some of the very, very best in the world. And you have got to be up early in the morning and pack a lunch if you want to put away Ethan Page. Down to the body with the right hands. But the same can be said of Xavier Walker. It's going to take something monumental to put one of these two men down for a count of 3. Short arm clothesline by Xavier Walker. Remember when Walker challenged then Crown of Glory champion Calvin Tankman, it took all 4 members of the crew plus Cinco and Dak Draper to stop him from capturing that title. Ripcord perhaps here as he'll spin Ethan Page in. Page forcing him back into the turnbuckles. And now he'll throw those shoulder blocks into the midsection. Page climbs, second rope on the inside. Is he going to put the right hands down? Oh, he got up to 10 and then just went like a wild man. Ethan Page with Walker in the corner. Shot him out, reversed. Page hit the buckles, clothesline, won't drop him. Page off the ropes, gets a little more momentum. Again, Walker stays standing one more time. Duck underneath by Xavier Walker. Got the boot up on the way in. Page counters, drives through him with the shoulder block. Both men down. It's like watching 2 bulls in the wild go head to head. Count of 1 put in. Both men down. Up to 3. Page starting to stir. Ethan Page trying to get back to his feet. Xavier Walker has not yet moved. Now he'll start a little bit. Up to a count of 6. Ethan Page to his feet. Can Walker get back up? Well, Page is going to help pull him up and then drive a right hand into the side of his head. And I don't know if that's the strategy Page wants to go with. He is a Taekwondo specialist, but that right hand of Xavier Walker is something, it's out of this world. The only thing I can relate it to is the old H-bomb of Dan Henderson. Off the ropes, Walker drives right through Page, who pops back to his feet, but Walker puts him down again. Page, wild swing, ripcord. Oh, he tried that neck breaker. Oh, Page got him with a right and rocked him. Walker with the spear. These two men are putting it on one another. And if you had any doubt at any time that Xavier Walker belonged in the category with the very best in the world, throw that out the window right now. These are 2 of the premier athletes in all of professional wrestling. Oh, Page using the boot. Slams Walker's head in, diving with the shoulder block from the second rope. That's been his most effective offense. That wicked shoulder block, counted 2.5. Page, like a torpedo, just knows how to put his weight into that and gets everything into the point of that shoulder when he drives through. I had to learn that from Simone Lawrence, the great linebacker of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Big reason why Page wears the black and gold. Xavier Walker cut off into the buckles. Walker a second time. Fans chanting, "This is awesome." I couldn't possibly agree more. Walker again as Page uses that boot in the corner. Headshot, no. Walker, ripcord, into the neck breaker. It flowed like water. Count of 2 and almost. Oh, it was 2 3/4. Page able to get his shoulder up. Xavier Walker, how are these guys going at this kind of pace? Now, we've seen Xavier Walker in the past at times like to slow matches down a little bit, like to force his opponents to carry his weight and feel everything that he does. But these two coming together have tried to run this matchup in between the sounds of speed and light. And they are massive heavyweights. Duck underneath by Ethan Page. Spin, boot downstairs. Page, vertical suplex. Again, Walker's gonna hit the brakes. Countered, got the leg in behind. Walker fights off Page. Guzzo, could be trouble right here. Choke slam, you might want to put him through the mat. Page able to counter down. Walker backs him into the ropes on the go behind, into the buckles. Back elbow strike lands. Xavier Walker out of the corner. Walker from the center of the ring will step in. Gave Page too much time, got both boots up. Beautiful savant kick, and a second one. Page lights him up. Hoist. What a suplex. He got the big fella up and over. Page to the outside, and I've seen this a few hundred times before. He wants to set the headshot, and if he gets it, it's gonna be over. Headshot! That step through cutter, count 1, 2, and he got it! My God, what a match that was! Xavier Walker gave him everything he could have asked for and then some. But in the end, it's that headshot from Ethan Page, the move that he has won so many matches with over the years. And all ego steps through the forbidden door into Glory Pro Wrestling and picks up the victory over Big Flexi. It wasn't without its danger. It wasn't without its difficulty. A brilliant performance by both men. And look at, Ethan Page nodding over at Xavier Walker. And I think he wants to meet him center ring, extending the hand. I know from talking to Ethan Page, he's admired Xavier Walker for a long time. He believes, as I do, that there is nothing but money in Xavier Walker and a whole lot of gold in his future. Page with the extension of the right hand. Xavier Walker with the look. And the big fella from Flint, Michigan. Shake of hands. And Ethan Page will raise his hand in the center of the ring. Hell yeah! And Ethan Page leaves Xavier Walker in front of the adoring fans here in Glory Pro Wrestling and says, play Xavier's music. Ethan Page has taken that next step. He is NXT's All Ego Ethan Page, but it's only a matter of time. It is only a matter of opportunity until Xavier Walker takes that next step in his career. The Crown of Glory Championship, and then wherever he wants. Ethan Page is a money player, and that is big money. Xavier Walker, Glory Pro Zone. What a week here on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. What a way to finish it out. Episode 40 in the books.
Hey, who you with?